This month marks off the 500th anniversary of a historical event that changed the world.
500 years? Wow! I don't think my grandpa was even alive then.
In the early 1500s, the only church throughout Western Europe was the Roman Catholic Church. It was very powerful, political, and corrupt.
At the same time, a very smart man named Martin Luther was a Catholic monk and a professor of theology in Germany.
While studying the scriptures and learning about God, Luther began to understand that he could never be good enough to earn his way to heaven.
He became burdened for the church to teach salvation by grace through faith and other doctrines that align with Scripture.
On October 31st, 1517, Martin Luther took action to protest the problems in the church and call for a reform of corrupt practices.
He sparked the Protestant Reformation by posting 95 theses on the door of the Castle Church in Wittenberg, Germany.
Theses is another word for idea.
In those days, the door of the Castle Church was sort of like a bulletin board, a place to post announcements and ideas for discussion.
Luther's theses were a list of statements that expressed his concerns about certain church practices, largely the sale of indulgences.
Indulgences were pieces of paper sold by the church telling people that if they paid enough money, they would not need to suffer punishment for their sins.
This was a very serious deception.
With the help of the recently invented printing press, Martin Luther's ideas spread throughout Europe, and many things began that we experience in church today, 500 years later.
For example, before Luther pulled away from the Roman Catholic Church, the scriptures read and the songs that were sung in worship were only in Latin.
The worshipers did not hear scripture and sing songs in their own heart language.
Luther said, "The people must sing. Their faith will be deepened by the lyrics of the Psalms and Scriptures. We've got to make hymns and the people must sing."
Luther determined that worship services must incorporate congregational singing and the sermon would be central.
So when we sing songs together and hear preaching from the Bible in a language we understand, we remember that God used Martin Luther to develop this modern service structure.
Luther was a man whose whole life wanted to communicate the core of the gospel.
That it is not striving to be pious that saves one's soul, that it is faith in Jesus,
The one who has done for us that which we could never do for ourselves.
The one who we need every moment of every day to save us from the futility of striving for righteousness.
The one who is most worthy of honor, glory, and praise.